Welcome to Lesson 10, Creating Product Categories for Your Store. Your product taxonomy or categorization of your products inside your e-commerce store is a crucial part of your catalog management and user experience. Spending time researching and reviewing your competitors, as well as industry standards, will help you create a product taxonomy that is both useful to you for the management experience of your product catalog and for your users to find the right product quickly. Let's take a look at some tips for creating accurate and usable product taxonomy. First of all, you should compare how your biggest competitors are categorizing the same or similar products. This will help users find it quickly and easily when they're searching through your site or competitors. The larger the catalog you have, the more important your product taxonomy is. If you only have 10 items, product taxonomy is not important. If you have hundreds of items or thousands or millions of items, it becomes crucial to the operation of your web app. You can add multiple categories to an item, but you have to make sure you have proper canonical URLs. BigCommerce is going to take care of most of that for us, but we do need to check to make sure that we're pointing all the same or similar URLs back to the same source.
Right.
Categories are SEO opportunities. Some people get carried away. Just because you can use the category as an SEO opportunity doesn't mean you need to make hundreds or thousands of categories to run an effective SEO program. And finally, category management is overhead. Just like the product inventory management or the product catalog management, it takes time and effort to do. This is cost and overhead for running the business. Whether you or one of your employees need to do the product taxonomy for your site, it'll be a crucial part of the success of your application. Now let's take a look at some features inside the BigCommerce forum for creating categories. First off, anything that you can create with BigCommerce inside of a category, you can edit with the page builder. And like we saw in previous lessons, the page builder allows you to drag and drop blocks to create dynamic web pages or very nice landing pages. This can be particularly useful for promotions or marketing messages, but is also great for stylizing specific categories that you want to call attention to. The what you see is what you get editor allows you to add basic text and markup very quickly and easily with no code. You can upload an image for your category that can be used in your template. Many templates opt to use those category images now, but in previous themes that might not be applicable. The form allows you to edit the SEO easily and quickly. You can update this as your categories mature, or you can set this up right now and do the research to draw in new customers. You can drag and drop to reorder categories. Now, this is convenient, but can lead to mistakes if you're not careful. So when you're viewing the list of categories, let's pay attention to what we're clicking so that we don't accidentally move categories and screw up our user experience, our navigation, or even our app, depending on how it's coded. You can implement custom layout files. Just like product pages, custom layout files can be developed by a developer and added to your site's code. This allows you to select a template that's based specifically for that category or another style of template for a marketing message or promotion, etc. You can assign the category to a channel, whether it's a storefront or a marketplace channel, so that you can organize your taxonomy in different storefronts and different marketplaces. This might be very useful for marketplaces that need a specific categorization for the product to be accepted. And finally, there's custom sort options. So you can sort manually where the categories fall in the category tree. So let's go take a look at effective product taxonomy. A lot of my customers over the years have gotten carried away in the product categorization. It can be a very simple process or it can be tedious and complex, but it's all what you make it. At the end of the day, you want your customers to be able to come in and find what they're looking for quickly and accurately. You should take the time to review your competitors and find standard labels that you can use. And we typically break them down into 4 main groups, with a main level being the shop all for the entire store and a top level parent being the main classification for that item. You can imagine in a large marketplace, we might have a top level parent that is clothing and another one that's home decor. The next subcategory is typically the application. In this case, we're looking at men's clothing. Men's clothing is a very large group with a lot of specific categories within it. So we're not quite done yet. We'll need to take a look at how to group our items under the application. And that we can do something like t-shirts or long sleeve shirts or hoodies. And that gives us our third level of subcategorization. Next, we can go into specific categorizations. I don't like to go below 4 levels because it gets confusing for both me as a manager and for the user experience. So when we go into t-shirts, we can find specific t-shirts such as sport, casual, or graphic. This is not necessary at everybody's e-commerce level, but if you have tons and tons of products, the specific groups are going to help your customer get there quickly. So let's take a look at setting up categories inside BigCommerce. So if we go over to our Products tab, we'll navigate down to Product Categories on the left-hand side. From here, if we're using the new category experience, which we are, we'll see this list view of categories. On the top right, we can add a new one, we can search, and we can select each category. When selecting categories, you can enable and disable visibility on the website. You can also delete all the categories at once, which would be a very big mistake in most people's cases, so be careful with that delete button. Let's take a look at adding a new category. We get a short order form, which helps us get started quickly. Let's make our category t-shirts, and we can select our channel. Since we only have one channel enabled right now, and that's our Tallo storefront, that's the one we're going to enable. If we had multiple marketplaces or multiple storefronts enabled, we could assign this category to a specific storefront or marketplace within the channel. And if we want this to have a parent category, it can cascade up the parent categories, such as we could set it to shop all, or we could set it to men's, or we could set it to clothing. And if those categories have a parent category, which they do, that'll be raised up the tree. And then finally, we have enable visibility, which makes the new category immediately available on the storefront. And we'll enable that now. We'll say our shop all is our parent category. And then we'll just save and exit. Now we come to our category form. So we had the quick category setup, and now we can edit the details of our category. Let's take a look at the display name first. The display name is something that we can change at any point. While it might be t-shirts today, it might be t/shirts tomorrow. In addition, when you update the display name, it's going to update the URL. When it updates the URL, it will invalidate the old URL that it was pointing to, meaning that if you didn't have the hyphen in here, or in here, when we add the hyphen, this URL won't be valid anymore. What we'll need to do is create a redirect from an old URL to a new one. And this will put into our redirects list a redirect for the old URL path to the new one, so that when a customer visits the old path, whether it's through a search engine or an advertisement, they'll be sent to the new category. While it might not technically be a new category in this case and just renaming it, you can use it to redirect categories from old to new as well. Next, we get into the What You See is What You Get editor. Here, we can add text and format it quickly, even add pictures and tables. Optionally, you can use the HTML source code editor to inject HTML directly. Let's just add some information about our t-shirts. We make some great shirts that we know you'll love. So we want to make this bold, and then let's format it as a heading 3. Additionally, we could add all of our SEO content for this page here, and depending on our page layout from our theme, that will dictate where that content actually appears on the page. So this might be a good spot for you to add SEO content, However, there might be a better spot depending on your theme. Now we have the channel and the parent category that we already set up in the quick form. And as we move down the file, our page, we'll find the default template layout file, which we talked about earlier. We only have one template layout file available now, so that'll be our selection. Next, we have the sort order, and this will determine how the category is displayed in your category navigation. Again, this is very theme dependent, whether you have a mega menu type theme or a simple header menu type theme. The sort order will determine where this category appears in relation to the other categories. And the default product sort order uses the store settings to set the default sort order, which you can override for the products. So the sort order is where the menu item occurs in the category list, and the product sort order is where how the products are sorted on the category page. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Finally, we can choose a file for our t-shirts and use that as a category image. The next, we'll take the homepage title, the meta keywords, the meta description, and search keywords. We'll update these for SEO terms. So we could have organic cotton t-shirts available same day. And the keywords we could put in our keywords such as t-shirts, graphic, apparel, and apparel. And our meta description could be up to 160 characters of describing this category outside of the description we already used. So if we want to change how search engines display our information, we can add a meta description that'll show up under the search title. Likewise, we can enter search keywords, which aren't typically terribly useful anymore, but can be used internally for other features in the future. So we'll add apparel, t-shirts, men's, outerwear. Okay, so we have everything ready. We'll just go ahead and save in the bottom right. All right, so let's go take a look at where our product category is now and then assign a product to it so we can see it. So underneath the Shop All, we'll find our new t-shirt category. You'll notice how the Shop All has t-shirts nested within it. Let's go back to our product list and select our apparel item. And let's now assign this to the t-shirt category. So you'll notice that we have it assigned to several other categories. Let's take it out of this category, leave it in tops, and apply it in t-shirts. You'll notice that we can add a category or a subcategory quickly from the product page as we showed you previously. Let's go ahead and save this now and go back to our product categories and to our t-shirt. So now we want to view on the storefront, we can view the products, we can disable the visibility, and we can view it in the page builder to make more dynamic pages. Let's first start by viewing it in the page builder. In the page builder, we have two tabs at the top, which has preview and design. Let's go click preview. So in our t-shirts category, which is nested under our Shop All category within the breadcrumbs above, we have our description, which was added to the header here. We also have our sort and price search features here. And this will vary by the theme that you use. You'll notice now that our product appears in this category, and we can go and visit it normally. When we visit the product, we get the product taxonomy at the top, seeing that under t-shirts is the apparel item that we're viewing. We'll go back to t-shirts, and we'll notice that inside of our theme, we're not using the category images in any display on the category page. We'll also know that when we're shopping on the top level category, we'll see a drop down for the additional subcategory. And this will be the same across all of our parent categories as we add subcategories. Now, this is a first level. Depending on your theme, it will go down more and more levels depending on how the developer implemented the menu. So you have to add your categories depending on how the theme is set up or customize the theme to meet your menu standards. Taking a look on the left-hand side, we see that the Shop All has the nested t-shirts. When we're viewing the Shop All category, we can directly navigate to the t-shirt category. And likewise, since we have our top-level categories here, when we go and we visit one of these, we no longer have the option for the Shop All categories. So a possible change that we might want to do is take all of our categories and put them under Shop All. Let's take a look at how to do that and what it might look like. We'll go to Product Categories, and we'll see that we can drag and drop to reorder our product categories. So for instance, when we expand on Shop All, we can now take tops and migrate that to Shop All. Let's do that for a few of them here. So now you'll notice that we have tops and then we have garden, but that's probably not right. So let's drag and drop t-shirts, put garden back. So we have t-shirts and tops, but a t-shirt is a top. So let's put that under tops. Now let's move all of our other top levels to nested in with the Shop All. You'll see as I move over, the gray bar dictates which subcategory I'll be adding it to. So we want to go under Shop All, that'll be right here. And I'm going to leave the utility category there so that we can see what it looks like. Let's go back and view our store. So you'll notice now our menu has been simplified across the top. We have a utility category that's still outside the Shop All, but then we have our shipping, contact, and blog pages, which are more like a normal e-commerce store menu. If we click on Shop All, we'll see how the categorization lines out for this theme. Under Shop All, we have the next level categorization, which includes bath, garden, kitchen, and publications, as well as tops now. But under the tops, we have an additional subcategory for t-shirts. And you can see that's separated by this little gray line. Again, how many levels you're able to go down is going to depend on your theme. Some themes that I've developed in the past only go down one level because that's what the customer wanted, and some go down up to 20 because that's how they wanted to display their products. It's all up to you. However, keep in mind user experience and your overall management. In the next lesson, we'll take a look at creating web pages.